Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back here to the Launchpad. This is once again our weekly hangout that we call the Landing Pad. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll give a few minutes so people can join in the conversation. If you haven't yet, join us over on Discord. We are hanging out in the live comms and live hangout chat, so you can type in there or be on comms as well and be in my ear, or of course be in the chat of this live stream on YouTube. We'll be answering all of your questions here tonight, as well as playing some Kerbal Craft. So you can get started. Let us know where you're watching from and start sending in those questions. It can be anything to do with space, space flight, space engineering, or the future of space. We've had a few announcements that have happened this week, a couple goof statements from some senators today, and things. So lots to talk about. And of course, as usual, we will always be pulling up the good old Kerbal and flying some of your crafts and maybe building some of our own as well. But we'll just give everyone a few minutes to join into the chat here, and we'll just do that there. But I see we've got Brant and G. I know Marcus will be joining us a little bit later tonight. So yeah, let us know where you're watching from and if you have any questions, and we will answer those for it. Brant ended up getting the Lego ISS. Good. Is this the right side? There we go. Right side. Good choice. It's a great one. If you were with us last week, we started building the Mega Block Space Shuttle. We were live for 2 chunks of it, and then we finished it over on our Discord. So that is the massive shuttle behind us. I might grab it a little later and see it, but comparing it to the Lego shuttle, you can see it's about twice the size and quite a bit heavier. So not sure if that's the final placement for it. We're going to work on trying to build its own kind of display stand and stuff, and it just fits on those shelves. So once we get some new shelving, that might be able to be displayed a little bit better. But yeah, so to get started, I think I'll just pull up a craft and get started with that. No real purpose of Kerbal tonight, just flying some of your crafts and hanging out in that way. And I just remember I need to do one thing for the stream to be perfect. We do have the solar eclipse that'll be happening early through the night. So if you are in the kind of northeastern United States or in Europe, definitely something to head on over to NASA's website and check out. They have some information on when it'll be visible and how much so. Obviously, don't look at it directly. That would be bad for your eyes, and we don't want any of you going blind, because then you can't see anything of the amazing space stuff that's happening. But that's going to be starting, I believe, for the United States. It will occur. They're going to start the stream at 5 a.m. Eastern. At about 5:45, the sun will rise, but actually be at its peak. So it's not a full eclipse for most of these states. There's a little snippet that will, but it'll start about 6 a.m. or so as the sun actually rises. So something, if you're an early morning person, a great option to be able to see. But for someone watching, can someone just type hi in the chat? I just want to make sure my chat is actually working. There we go. Perfect. It is working. Would help if I was on the right tab to see it. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, G. So we'll pull up a craft here. I know G sent in a couple, but I think we'll get started with maybe just some sort of classic Falcon 9 or something with a Crew Dragon for it. Been working on editing the Falcon Heavy one, so we would be able to actually land the boosters. Right now, they kind of more operate as like SRBs, so working on that. But Nick, keep up the great work. Well, thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. We'll always try to. Always lots of stuff to cover, and try to always keep up on top of it, which isn't always the easiest thing to do, but we try to bring it to you as fast as we can and as relevant as we can when we are able to confirm that info. So thanks for being here and checking out the channel. Had a couple videos come out today. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can head on over and take a look at them. We had our Video about Ingenuity taking flight again after its flight anomaly, which is really great news that it had a successful flight. And they're able to continue working with it. We had our video about Relativity Space's new rocket announcement, the Tehran R. I hope I'm saying that right, that correctly. And then the big announcement was what everything happened within the U.S. Senate. Just the first step along the way of HLS and that new $10 billion kind of Bezos bailout, but a big first step to it. And they think it'll go through the House and get the president's signature pretty quickly. So definitely check those out. And we'll get started here. So this is just a Falcon 9. I'll have to double check where I actually got the mod. I know last week we had some people mentioning the KSP expansion mod. So we were able to download that, and that gives us all these different kind of launch facilities and stuff. It doesn't actually let you launch from them, though. So there is a mod I know that we can get that you can like pick up and move. Once you've like launched and got something on the pad. So we might try that out because it'd be nice to be able to, launch from like Slick 40 or things like that. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. And we're going to try this here and see how it works. Our streaming thing's got a new way to do music. We're going to try it out and see how it works. If any of you end up using Streamlabs, we are looking at switching over to that. And if you have used it in the past, would love any tips you're able to pass along with it. Yeah, we can deploy the legs. I mean, normally you wouldn't do it like at the pad because like now it's going to fall over, but yes, you can actually land it on the legs. There we go. So we're going to send this one up into let's go 500 kilometers, which is about what Inspiration 4 is going to do. So this is kind of a good test for that. We're going to engage our autopilot, turn on our RCS, and go for launch. Obviously, it wouldn't spin just like that, but what we'll do is we will try to recover our booster here and see if we can land it. We do have the auto landing thing. The only thing is I have to put something on one of these landing pads so I can trigger them. So I'll have to put like a Kerbal or something maybe after this flight. Actually, why don't we just, not that we would ever want to do this, but let's just fly a Kerbal over there so we can. Do we not have control of this Kerbal? There we go. Feel free to send in any questions you have, and we will be answering those live. 99% sure these are meant to be kind of like landing pads over here, so. Or early launch sites, one of the two. There we go. Switch back to our rocket before we lose it. See if we've had booster burnout yet. If we do, that might be a slight issue. Oh, we do. Nope, we're good. Targeted that Kerbal there. We're going to stop. We're going to stage. Continue engaging that autopilot. and switch back to the booster. There's our fins that are out. And now we're going to say, oh, the target. We're just going to try to land actually on the airfield. See if we can do that. Actually, that might not be a good idea. Let's move this back in line. Let's just aim. There we go. Land at target. We don't have any mods on tonight, or at least yet tonight. Hey, Felix, good to see you. So there is our boost back burn. That should have been enough to start to flip us back around. And you can see our second stage continuing off into its orbit. I'm going to do that booster view that we're used to with SpaceX there. Golden. In real life, how is NASA and astronauts able to put a rocket in orbit and to be able to make a perfect... In real life, how is NASA/astronauts able to put a real rocket in orbit and be able to make a perfect moon encounter? A lot of science and math. Really, a lot of the same of what we do in Kerbal. Like, Kerbal is designed to be fairly accurate to give the idea. So it's a lot of that same idea. Obviously, for that, in the real world, you're dealing with much larger numbers and things like that. But exact same idea. You need to plot an encounter, and then you do the math on what gravity and your thrust and your weight. And that's really what ends up taking care of it. But yeah, Kerbal's fairly accurate if you play true Kerbal to do that. A lot of very smart people. But we have to remember, we went to the moon with computers that were the size of buildings that were not as smart as our everyday cell phones anymore. So what we can do on our phones now is more than what it took us to do to get to the moon the first time with people, which is pretty miraculous. Yeah, nowadays, I'm not going to say it's easy, but we know a lot. There's a lot more science to it. So yeah, the delta V and the thrust to weight ratios. Yep, those are critical. So we're coming down here. Gonna land our booster. We're a little off from the actual landing pad. It should deploy our legs, but if it doesn't, I will do it. Oh, we just a little hard. We lost our engines. We recovered it. Now it just looks like a monument. That's okay. Oh, there's our Kerbal still falling. And there's our booster off in the distance. So just a little off. But we're going to switch back to our second stage. If we haven't lost it, go to the tracking station, see if we have or not. But good question there, Golden. Bradley, talk about a suicide burn. Well, we didn't want to save the engines, did we? Oops. Yeah, suicide burners. So on today's flight, we're going to have some slight turbulence just at the end. But we did lose our crew, so that's kind of unfortunate. They obviously did not make it to orbit at some point. So rip the crew. And we'll just go launch another one and worry not about the booster this time, but worry about the crew itself. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. Very true. Let's see. Can we see the booster now on this view? I don't think so. Just a little off to the side. Golden, thoughts on the Senate bill that passed? Competition's good. It's critical to furthering humanity in space and keeping costs down. So that's super important. There's a lot of sides to it, and I think that's the hard part with it. Like, if you want to go, like full on, I'm like obsessed with SpaceX, which I think most of us are, then you're concerned about, well, there being a competitor and another option and things like that. But if we were to worry about there being multiple landers and stuff that could happen, it's a good thing. Now, just because it passed the Senate doesn't mean it's done. Lots of people have called that out in the comments and appreciate the feedback. It has to go to the House still, which we mentioned in the video, and then it has to go to the president's desk, and then the budget still has to be appropriated, which is not going to happen until the end of this year at the earliest. So just because it's done through the Senate does not mean it's done. The bill can still be changed. Amendments can still be thrown out in the House, which some people think that the Cantwell Amendment, which is kind of the whole space part of it for Blue Origin, might get thrown out in the House. So we'll have to see. This is definitely not the end of it. But I think it was super critical to know if it passed or not, because this is the start of it. If it didn't get passed yesterday, that kind of ended it all. We still also have to wait for the Government Accountability Agency to make their ruling later in the year as well. So lots of different things happening. But in what month do you think Starship will do an orbital test? I think they'll be ready for July. I think July we will see, so next month, which sounds crazy. I think end of July, maybe early August, depending on weather. But I think end of July, we will definitely see Starship on a fully stacked booster on a pad. I'm pretty sure of that at the speed they're going. I mean, today they moved a huge chunk of a new launch pad and a new water tank over. So I think that shows just the speed they're working at. The actual launch, end of July, August. I mean, part of me is hoping they hold off to September because I'm going to Florida, and if things were like looking at it that they were going to do it, I might try to jump over to Boca on the way there or home and cover it from you guys. But yeah. Felix, idea for an emergency escape system for Starship. Felix von Gartner style. Just jump off of it and become a hypersonic human being. Yeah. You would need a different spacesuit for that. Golden, you're guessing mid-August? Yeah. They will surprise again for sure. They always do, yeah. Falcon Heavy test flight vibes. Is that what you're getting here? Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I think a lot of people are going to tune into Starship way more than we saw Falcon Heavy. And I'm excited to actually get to stream it because we obviously did not exist with the Falcon Heavy, but had watched some of our good friend channels that I enjoy watching, who are great supporters of getting this ready. If you're new to us and you haven't been here and you wonder why I'm looking different places, I've got the chat over here, Kerbal's over here, and then Discord's over here. So I try to keep track of everything for it. So that's why I'm looking around and not always directly at you guys. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see. This is something we probably will never see, which is a Falcon Heavy crew. They did talk about this possibly being an option, but it does not sound like it's something that they're really looking at doing anymore. Felix, we love you. Oh, thank you. Felix, do you think they will... Felix saying, do you think they will finally put an emergency escape system on Starship or not? I think NASA should have said something by now if they were worried about it. It would also fully change the actual structuring of Starship. Like, it's not like you can just add boosters and blow it off. Like the Crew Dragon, like if we zoom up here, actually we can do this, I think. Yeah, there. There's the launch escape. And then the chutes. That was not exactly how it should operate. Then that would happen. But that's the launch escape system. For it. To build that into Starship, you're completely changing the design of Starship in itself. So I don't think it's possible. It's SpaceX, maybe, but yeah, it would make big changes. Like, a lot of people have designed it like, could you put a separation part where the tank ends and right before where all the cargo is? But the thing is, the header tank is at the top. So that also causes issues. Where would you put the fuel for the emergency escape system? Now, you don't need a ton, but also we're now, if you think about Starship and how big it is, and I'll pull up a Starship here in a second, 15, 16 story tall, if you're talking about like SN20, 6-7 stories of that is usable cargo or crew space. One parachute's not going to be enough to land that. You would have to then most likely have a propulsive landing option, not just parachutes. Otherwise, you need like 1,000 parachutes. No, exaggeration, but yeah, I think Starship might just be too big for it. There we go, and we've got liftoff. Oh, why is the hatch opening? Close the hatch. We don't want that to open. But yeah, be interesting to see. Like, I've heard a lot of different thoughts on ways they could do it, but it seems like it'd be a lot more. It should have been designed in from the get-go if they were going to do it. Just to reset the room, if you're just joining us, welcome. If you haven't met me yet, my name's Zach. I'm the host here at the pad. You've probably seen me in pretty much every video we've done, but I'm Zach. I'm the host here at the pad. We cover everything space flight, space engineering, and the future of space and STEM. And this is our weekly hangout that you guys voted to call the landing pad. And we just hang out and answer your questions, play Kerbals. Last week, we built the shuttle that's behind me. We'll do some other Lego builds in the future that are space or STEM related, some other projects as well. And in the future, we're looking at possibly doing some roundtables and having you guys actually, as part of them, doing like a Zoomed kind of style and answering your questions either that way or bringing in a guest and answering questions as well. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you have a question, make sure you can send those in the chat, and we'll be answering them live on air. Felix, we can put inflatable balloons around their spacesuits in case of rapid, unplanned dismantling to make a softer crash. If Starship blows up, I'm not sure you're going to survive that one. G, if a human were inside Starship on belly flop, would they feel weightless? No, because you would still feel gravity. You would still be in gravity, like, type of thing. You wouldn't be, no, you wouldn't be going fast enough, like sideways and science. Good question, though. Andrew, live stream for you. I don't know what that means, but sure. Thanks for being here, Andrew. This is really bizarre on what this is doing. No, there's burnout. There's booster set. There's center booster set. There's second stage. And yeah, we are starting the orbit that we want. Oh, typos above. Okay. Typos above. Oh, and the ping comment? Is there typos in that? Let's check it. Oh, all good. No worries there, Andrew. They would need to fall with no resistance, I guess. Sort of, yeah. True, because the flaps slow the ship down. And you're gonna have already done an entry burn. So like we're already used to, like let me just grab one of these here. We're just going to do this view. There we go. Actually, we'll just do this for a second. That's finishing up as our orbit for us. But if you haven't checked out our video reviews of the Bohemzo models, definitely check those out. They're super quick, like 30, 40-second things that show you all the detail in these models. They're really awesome. We're hoping to get some more and hopefully doing some giveaways of them in the near future for you guys as well. For Starship, when it's coming down, because we're talking about like, okay, we launch booster, but like launch. So in orbit, you're actually going to be going like this. To come back, you're going to rotate and burn to slow yourself down, and that's what's going to give you your re-entry for it. Then most likely flip again because you're going to have to slow down. So then you're going to turn around to be coming down this way. And then this is where it's coming down that it goes into the belly flop. Now, this is the part we don't know and we'll hopefully know later this year. Because you could burn and come down this way like a Falcon 9 and then belly flop and do it that way. So you're actually coming down kind of backwards and then belly flop down and then do your pendulum to land. Or do they do the burn, turn, come in more like a shuttle and then belly flop and then come down and do your pivot? There's a few things we don't fully know yet. We will or hope to know more once they file the actual FAA plans for it. We can even try to maybe simulate this in a second here on Kerbal. But yeah, you can check those out. The links are on our channel for the Bohemzo models. We'll keep this next to us since I feel like it's going to be a Starship chatting night. And it's always easier to talk about Starship with a Starship in your hand. Not sponsored. We just really like the models. And super awesome people. So, what is the small angled winglets on the Tron are? Exactly that. They're wings. We don't know a ton about it yet, so hopefully we'll know more. But other than that first video, which we sped it up. So if you watch our video, theirs is actually about 2.5 times that length. We just sped it up so it's easier for you to see. Entering at 20 degrees in atmosphere. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. Actually, now that this is actually in orbit, we can go and pull up a Starship here. Yeah, and if you're just joining us, let us know any questions or topics you want to chat about. If you have Kerbal Crafts, head on over to our Discord. Really, anyone can join our Discord. It is free to join. I'm going to drop the link in the chat here for you guys. We've got a huge public side to our Discord that you can access. You get direct access to me. And if you join our Patreon, you can get access to exclusive channels in our Discord where you get early video access, get to go behind the scenes, be on cam with me while I'm editing and kind of helping build videos. We really want to build this community and give you guys that access, and we try to keep it as affordable as we can. So Patreon starts at $1.50 and is a huge way of helping the channel. If you prefer to help through YouTube, we do have super chats and super stickers. Never expected, but it is greatly appreciated and helps the channel keep going. So if you're interested in sending one of those in tonight, we'll make sure that you get a big shout out in here and over on our Discord. And it's a great way to help out. And we're in a live stream and the chat's going like crazy, that's another great way to make sure that we see your question immediately. But we try to make sure we can answer all the questions that come in the chat. But definitely join our Discord. We are in live comms right now, which is open to everyone, and you can be in my ear while we're live for this and not see the 30-second delay that YouTube gives. What about launch tower pad? Looks like a hook. What do you mean there? Metatap? I'm going to call you M, just so I say it right. Andrew, what is in the recently passed Senate bill? It's a good question. There's a lot of stuff. So the bill itself covers... the bill itself was designed to help put the United States ahead in planning of China in tech and commercialization technology. There's AI, there's quantum mechanics and chips. There's a ton of stuff. The space stuff was kind of just slipped in as an add-on. The US does that quite a bit, where they just throw other things, like in the COVID bill. There was a ton of other stuff that was in the COVID bill that had nothing to do with COVID, but it was just to get it through. So that is a great way to do that. So that's what's in there. There's a ton of stuff. It's got 614 amendments. So I'd probably be talking here for about 100 days if we were to read through everything for it. But I can I can see if I can find the link to it. But if you just Google like the US Senate, you can see the recently passed stuff, and it'll be in there. It's the Endless Frontier bill. I believe it's 1260 or 1206, S1260 or S1206. And you can read through it there. But the one-liner in it was like advancements in tech and communications and all that stuff. So a lot of stuff in it. But good question there. Felix, yes, because we want to send them to the moon. Be generous. To the moon? Well, that escalated, Felix. I thought originally we were talking about doing like New Shepard or Virgin Galactic or something. Okay, I guess now we're going to the moon. Yeah, I mean... I'm totally for going when it's safe to do so. If this channel was the reason that I could board a New Shepard now, obviously not at the $3.8 million number, but down the road in the next few years, 100% I would do that. And of course, bring you guys along with me. So any support helps. Also then helps me put most of my time in it. I still work part-time. So being able to slowly transition to this is a huge help. Even just watching the ads. I know you probably noticed we've got ads on now. Even just watching those is a great way to support the channel for free. It's just letting those play through and stuff there. So great way to do it. Putin, how do I use Discord? I'm going to work on a video actually probably this week or this weekend. That's kind of like an intro to Discord so you guys can know it, see all the other channels that maybe you don't have access to, kind of tease a little bit of what happens in those rooms and stuff. Basically, you join in and it's kind of like a big website chat room message thing. If you think about it like as your like messages that you have on your social media, you can have your current message here, and then you have all your other messages to your other friends and family on the left. Same idea. Discord's got your current message that's open on the center, and then you have all your other messages, which in Discord are other rooms. So like we have ours sorted out by like TLP Live, TLP News, TLP Builds and Reviews, behind the scenes, our shop, just to keep it organized. And then we have different things in it. So we have our audio channels, which are where you can jump on mic or camera or screen share and play Kerbal or things like that. Even if we're not on, you can still do that. We've got our chat introduced. We've got our places where you can send in like your stuff or your links, send in a news tip or a question anytime. So lots of stuff on there. But if you join Discord with that link, I'll drop it in the chat one more time. Anytime you have questions, you can join in, and then any one of us can answer and let you know kind of what is going on here. Let's catch up here. Okay, I've had a question for a long time, so I think I should ask. Wasn't the Apollo LEM ascent stage technically an SSTO? I mean, maybe. Yeah, technically, but it couldn't get there without other stuff. So, like, technically, if you're only counting from the moon up, then yes. But otherwise, no. Andrew, does it mean NASA can do pretty much whatever they want? So in the bill, like 99.9% of it didn't actually cover cover NASA. What I'm going to do here, actually, just really quickly, because I think since the chat is active, we're going to give this a try, which we haven't done before. There we go. We'll do this. So now if you send in your questions, they're going to appear on screen, and I will try to keep up with those, and then we'll pull up Kerbal here in a little bit. But I want to try to catch up on your questions here. Yeah, so in the NASA part of it, it was the NASA Authorization Act. It basically forces NASA to make a second human lunar lander selection contract. It implies a $10 billion budget that they will have to get. Now, there's questions on whether that includes the already $3 billion that SpaceX has been awarded, or if that is 10 additional billion. Big thing about the SpaceX one is SpaceX is spending over $6 billion on Lunar Starship. They only requested about 3.2 and negotiated down to 2.9. So they didn't ask for the full amount because they're like, we're doing it anyways. So this is just helpful. So something to think about with that one. But yeah, so it doesn't mean NASA can do pretty much whatever they want, but it does give them a little bit of direction for it. 100 days? 100 days till to what, Meta? Felix, in Canada, we call that an omnibus bill. Correct. Isn't it 3.8 million? Yes. New Shepherds currently is sitting at 3.8 million. That is correct. Andrew, very excited about Grasshopper mission in a few years. Grasshopper, that's the one to how many missions to keep track of? That's the one to, where's that one heading again? That's the Titan, I believe, correct? So that'll be an interesting one there. Yeah, absolutely. So many new missions. Andrew, did you see a new giant panorama from Perseverance, 992 megapixels or something? Would make a cool. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing a new one on the monitors here for when we do that studio tour, which I've been promising you guys for like a month. But we keep getting new stuff in the studio. So we keep trying to get to a point of finishing the setup so we actually show you our current studio. So why is Perseverance rover using one sent on Mars? Not sure what you mean there, Em. Sorry. If you clarify that, I can try to answer it for you. Golden, when do you think SLS will first launch? Well, they're hopefully stacking it in the next week or so. Hopefully. They're going to take that center core up and start the stacking. But we'll have to wait and see. First launch, and I'm giving it to the end of the year. It has to be by the end of the year, or the boosters, the SRBs expire. I want to say it's February that the SRBs 1 year match, and then they'd have to do new SRBs. So they don't have long. So they definitely got to pick it up because they're going to have to get it to the pad and do some final testing out on the pad and things like that. So thanks for the detailed, great channel. Oh, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that. And thanks for being here and active in the chat and in the comments. That's awesome. Check the Blue Origin page. Let's check the Blue Origin page. It is, it's at 4 million now. So it has gone up $200,000 since I checked it about an hour ago. We're at 4 million. Orange, I love that NASA is deciding to go to Venus soon. It's about time. It'd be very interesting to see what Venus is. Soon equals 1.98 million years. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, NASA's looking at a lot of things, and so are a lot of private companies as well. Looking at going further and doing longer missions and more extensive missions. And once Starship opens, we're going to see, imagine that Starship could now launch, something the size of a semi, theoretically, to Mars as cargo. You'd have to figure out how you would deploy it. So, maybe it has to be separate rovers that then can be attached, like a train or something. But, Perseverance was huge, and everyone was excited about that. But Starship's going to totally change that game for satellites, for space stations, for everything. 10 years ago, there was almost no space action. It's true. SpaceX had their testing of the Falcon 1 a while back, and that wasn't a full 10 years ago, but it's getting close. I want to say that's 7 or so. But yeah, after the shuttle, things really calmed down. They did have the Constellation program with the the Ares rocket, which is basically just a big SRB that they were going to put crew on. I don't know why anyone ever thought that was a good idea. That just seems like a really bad idea. But yeah, now we were talking about that in the comments of one of the last videos, that it's so speedy now. There's so much news to come in. I mean, it's every day now that we could have 5, 6, 7 update videos, and I try to pick the ones that I think are most critical and not the little ones that are like, oh, this person decided this rocket's going to be blue. No one did that, but that type of topic. I try to hit the bigger points that are actually the ones that are changing the industry or breaking news or big things, but we try to tweet a lot of stuff as well. Always a lot of stuff happening, but keep the questions coming in. We're going to be answering those live. I'm going to put a little Kerbal here. We'll do another launch, and then we'll keep answering your questions. And I heard Discord ping, so I think someone... someone in Discord. If 2,667,667 people became VIP spectators on our Patreon, I could go to space in a month from now. So I don't know. Tweet it out. Join the Patreon. Even if it's for a month. Support the channel. We'd figure it out. Also, you've only got 24 hours, not even to do it, because then I could have to register for the auction. But maybe we'll get the next round. So let's pull up a craft here. Let's do that view there. We'll leave the chat up. I think it's kind of nice. What do you guys think? Do you like having the chat on the screen? Or do you want it on the side, like just on whatever browser you're on? Let me know. But yeah, if you guys join our Patreon, I will give you a big shout out tonight on the stream and in our social as well. Huge shout out to the 7 patrons we already have. Thank you so much for the support you have been for the channel. Some of you have already been there for a number of months, but we've got G, we've got, I'm going to say it wrong, I know, Floyarilla. We got F. Sorry, I know I'm saying your name wrong. I know you're in the chat or the Discord. Let me know how to say your name. I'll say it right. We got Timo, we got Ryan, we got Wyatt, William, and John. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It really is a huge help and helps keep us going. If you guys want to help keep the channel going, check out doing a super chat or super sticker. Or the best way is by joining Patreon, because that's actually the best way that we don't lose a bunch to other sites type of thing. They take the least. I just want to check here and see. I think my chat might have broken. Give me 1 second here, guys. We're just going to take a look here. Just bear with me, guys. I will be right back. We're going to take a really quick second here and just refresh our stream on our end, because I am totally not getting your guys' chat. So I'm hoping this won't kill the stream. If it does, bear with me for 30 seconds and we'll get another one up. But if it doesn't, I will be right back. You might just see it go to a black screen or something. But I will be back either in 2 seconds, or I will post a new link in the chat, and on our channel will go live. So make sure you've hit the subscribe button, give us 30 seconds, and hopefully I will continue getting your guys' chats because I don't want to miss those. So I'll be right back. Wish us luck that this doesn't kill the stream. Let's see. Are we back? You guys type hello in the chat. That'll let me know if we are back in the chat. I see. That's interesting. Okay. Why are you... Interesting. Okay, we're going to just do this a little differently here tonight. It looks like our chat's decided to call it quits for the evening, but that's okay. I'm going to just pull up YouTube on the side here. So I still have your guys' chat open, just in a separate window. So bear with me. There might be just a slight time delay in me responding. And then hopefully our chat will decide to resume maybe in the evening. So for now, we're not going to have that chat on screen, unfortunately. But we will try to get that back maybe later in the evening. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. But of course, keep sending in those questions. I can see them. So I'm going to answer a couple questions that I missed. And then we will jump on to doing this Falcon launch and then keep answering your questions there. Orange, yes, I'd like to see myself there. I will try to get that back for the next one. It's a nice thing. I think hopefully it'll come back. We'll see what happens. I'll reach out to the company that does our streaming. Either one is fine. Messier, sorry, I'm a broke student. I'll stick. Hey, Messier, that is amazing. No reason to be sorry at all. Watching those ads is a huge way, and sharing and liking is huge as well. But even the fact that you're here, that's the support in itself. We don't ever expect anything. So thank you guys for being here. SP, which is your favorite rocket, either operational or historic? There's something beautiful about the Saturn V and the space shuttle. I think, the fact that, one, I've never saw either launch, but two, just the programs that they did and the milestones that they set. I think they're really cool. Falcon 9, yeah. Like there's a lot of really cool rockets. If I went like favorite, the space shuttle. I grew up with the space shuttle. That was like the first rocket I ever knew and kind of obsessed with. So I'd say the shuttle. Earthbound, which mod are you using for recreating the Falcon? I'll have to take a look. I've got like 50 mods. No, maybe 30, 20. There's a lot. But it was one of the ones, like if you just Google Falcon 9 mod, it was one that was, it gives you like 15 craft, not just like 4 or 5. And it's pretty good. The starships we have are from G, but the Falcon 9s are from that mod. So I'll try to take a look at that. But hey, good to see you guys there. Thanks for typing those hays in and getting us back online. And I know that Marcus has joined us over on the Discord, so feel free to jump over in Discord if you'd like to as well. But the chat is working now as well, at least that I can see it. So we're going to finally launch this thing, which I've been saying for like 10 minutes. But yay, technical difficulties. So let's give this a launch here. Now again, these side boosters, for some reason, operate more like SRBs than anything. So yeah, they're not exactly accurate. Oh, and we have no crew. Let's put a crew on this first. Crew could be important. Gee, it surprises me that a rocket the size of the rocket that took us to the moon can take us to Mars. I know Starship does refueling on space, but it still surprises me. Yeah. I imagine the people that worked on the Saturn V. People always thought to go to like other planets, we needed these absolutely massive, almost like monstrosities of ships. No, we just need to know how to do refueling in orbit. Now, if we're talking further planets, yes, we're going to need a lot more living space. Also, we have to remember, Apollo was massive. Saturn V was massive, put a tiny little capsule on it. You wouldn't want to have gone to Mars on Apollo and the Saturn V. The moon was long enough. Ah, I didn't know that. So Marcus in our Discord, who is studying aerospace, was saying von Braun designed the Saturn V to actually go to Mars. It was over-designed for the moon. But still, you would not want to sit in that cap. They would have had to do a different capsule. At least you needed to be able to stretch fully somewhere for that long of a mission. And could you imagine how slow that would have been? That'd be slow. Earthbound, I have been using Tundra's mod for KSP SpaceX rockets, but the one you have looks more realistic. I had Tundra, because that's the one that gives you the BFR. I think I still have it on here. Yeah, I didn't really like it. I think this was Tundra mixed with something, if I recall correctly. I'll see if I can find it here when we do a chat break. No worries, Earthbound. Thanks for hanging out. No worries. We will see you next time or in the comments. Let's do engage fire. There we go. Hanging out inside. Now, we wouldn't be spinning this much in the real one, but it, for some reason, does that. We get lots of spinning. That'd be a cool view, though, looking out the window and you just see the Earth slowly disappearing. There you can see our crew. And then this is what they were originally going to do with the other seats as well. But they decided not to do that. Download the scatter mod if you want. Ooh. What's the scatter one do? Orange Guy, does the service module have fins on it just for design? No, they did say that it was there to help stabilize. I believe it was for mainly for the emergency separation, just to give some stability as it kind of shoots itself away. But Discord saying I need to get tweak scale and the modular base system. I know I need to get the modular one. Maybe we'll do that tonight. Download some mods with you guys and see if my computer can handle even more mods. You can see our trajectory is much steeper than it was going to have been, but that's okay. We're still going to get to our desired apoapsis here. Now, those obviously would not have separated like that in real life, but Kerbal. There we go. Hatch would open, the lights would turn on. We'd aim at our maneuver to finalize. Yeah, I'm wondering about that too. Oh, you guys are on that screen. Right, sorry. There you go. Yeah, we will see. Discord just pointed out that we're 7 subscribers away from 2,600, which is crazy. So let's see if we can do that. G, keep up the good work. Don't let the graphics manipulate you. Thank you. Discord. 5 months and 9 days ago, the Discord was at 0. There's the channel. The Discord was at 0 too. The channel was at 0. That's crazy. That's a lot of people, but thank you guys for being here. Yeah, let's see if we can hit that 2,600 tonight. That'd be really cool. So many news updates. Yeah, we are a full space team space machine. That is true. But yeah, keep those questions coming in if you have any, or even topics. Doesn't even have to be a question. You can drop a topic in, and then I'll just start talking on it. But love to answer anything you have or things like that. I know there's been lots of stuff over the last few weeks, and I know I'm pretty responsive in the comments, so that really helps as well. Holy cow, wait, what? What happened yesterday? Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm just checking one thing that is not making sense to me. Okay. Fantastic. That's... Oh, that's why. Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm reading something and I'm like, that shouldn't be that high. That's why. Good to know. That's cool. Still a good day. Sweet. Let's scroll back here, see the chat, make sure I'm not missing too much. Too bad this isn't possible. Yeah, like I would love to see Flight Simulator merge with Kerbal. Like that would just like, I mean, Kerbal basically is Flight Simulator in a way, but yeah, it would be nice to see. Like I'd like to fly real planes too. Like I love Flight Simulator years ago, but yeah, GSLS cost orange too much. Yeah, that answers that. Too much, too long, too slow. All of the above. I mean, this was originally pitched not even like 3 years ago, and we are already doing orbital test flights in the next couple months. That is crazy. I'll check it out. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Princess, good to see you again. It's been a little bit. It would be awesome. Flight Simulator goes to 100,000 feet, so modeling space isn't... It's true, and like, I don't think Flight Simulator would have... Like, if Flight Simulator even just went to low Earth orbit, I mean, the moon would be awesome. But they don't have to do the whole solar system. But, like, if you could do, like, New Shepard flights in it, you could do Virgin, like, galactic flights in it, you could do maybe, like, Inspiration 4 flights in it. I think that'd be really cool. It'd open space to a whole nother region of people, which would be really sweet. Mind you, Kerbal's like $60 if you buy it full price, and it's almost always on sale somewhere. So we'll see. Yes, SFS 2D, KSP 3D, KSP 2 4D. Ooh. KSP hologram. technically. Yes, I think so. Marcus is saying in our Discord that isn't technically warp drives, then 4D, which you can get mods for right now in regular KSP. I think I have one, but I think they're adding them to the actual KSP, not in a mod. There's so many amazing things in this next one. Just like from the photos they're releasing, like if you're not following their Reddit or their Twitter, you're missing out. They're always releasing pics of the new stuff and little sneak peeks. It's gonna be so good. We most likely, and I'm not pledging myself to this, but when it comes out, we might do like a 24-hour stream or something, or like a 12-hour stream of just new KSP, and just like try all the stuff, because in the new KSP, none of your crafts can come over, none of your save files. It is 100% fresh slate. So we might do some sort of big stream. Maybe we'll do it as a charity fundraiser or something. I think that could be really fun. And try to build stuff with you guys. If you guys have it, maybe we bring you on screen as well in your KSPs and stuff there. So Joe, too much, too long, too slow with used parts. Yeah, it just went down, to the storage unit, got a few. We've only got enough for 3 flights, so we got to make more. And then we need a new factory. And yeah. Brandon, always streaming when I should be sleeping. I've got to try Kerbal sometime. Yeah, sorry, Brandon. Hopefully, we will do some afternoon streams. I'm trying to figure out schedules for what kind of getting back in-person work is like. To be able to do maybe like a weekly night one, but maybe we do a afternoon one also in the week. So we'll take a look and see, because I would like to do, or alternate or something. We'll figure something out, because we will do some afternoon ones. But we also play Kerbal all the time in the Discord, so that works too. Discord is basically the landing pad 24/7. Not on it 24/7, but you can text me pretty much 24/7 on it. So I don't know what this is doing. It's still trying to finalize our orbit, but it's not warping. Okay, now it's finished our orbit. There we go, which we've got a lot of junk now from that launch in orbit, but that's okay. It should just time warp a little here. There we go. It cleaned itself up. Oh, wait. Did that other one actually get into an orbit? It might have. Look at that. That one that we thought we killed actually did make it. We're going to do a rendezvous here. And we're going to engage that rendezvous and go rendezvous 2 different Crew Dragons. I should be sleeping too sometimes. Now, it's not too bad, but we'll see. Afternoon streams are good too sometimes. Or even dinner streams. You just have to see me like eating spaghetti or something. Answering your question. Every time I answer a question, I get a meatball or something. This is going to rendezvous us here, which will have more than enough fuel, which is good. There's the mun off in the distance. I sleep between 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Like, that's it? Like, you only sleep for 5 hours? Ooh, is our chat back? Morning streams. Bagels and boosters. I like that idea. We could do that. Like, maybe like holiday Mondays or something. That could be fun. Let's see. Let's try this again. And we were going to do this. And we'll see if this kills the chat again or not. I think it's a beta thing in the software, so we'll see. I also think the music died on us, too. Now I think it's back. There we go. Bagels and boosters. That would be fantastic. Apparently our Discord's getting hungry because of what I'm saying. Do bagel and booster Sundays. Something. We'll figure it out. Food's always important. Then you guys can have your food. Brandon, here for all your cheesy name needs. Is the email in your about a good one? Yes, that is an email that works for us. Actually, let me double check that, but it should be. Should be the TLP email. We're working on getting our website up, which will have a contact thing. Yep, that's a good email there for you, Brandon. Go for it. Yeah, chat is back. It is a little bit slower than me just watching like the raw YouTube, but not by long. It takes a second for it to actually get on screen. Yep, there you go, G. We can see ya. Are we going to have a rendezvous here? It looks like it's coming up here. Instead of calling me G, call me GA? Ga? Do you want like Ga? That works. Oh, I was going to say I always forget to bring enough beverage. But we have another one. G and A. Okay, GA. Now that's the funny part. You can retract a message in the YouTube chat, but it doesn't take it off the screen. I find that funny. On some of our videos, we've had people write comments, and what probably most people don't know is that I get an email notification anytime there's a comment when I'm not looking at the video's comment thread. So you might write a comment and then delete it. I can't see it, but I get an email notification that still includes it. So why did we miss our burn? What are we doing? Why are we out of electrical maybe? Helen? There. Thoughts about Interstellar? You mean the movie? I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really good. I mean, it's one of those movies that really gets your mind going. I thought it was good. What did you guys think about it? Boosters and bacon, Methalox in the morning, exit velocity. Oh my goodness. I have to save all of these. You're going to make us have a new show that we're going to have to do a vote on. I love it. Boosters and bacon would be good. Boosters, bacon, and banter. Methalox in the morning. Just like a big cup of coffee. Exit velocity. Yeah, that'd be good. Let's see. Anyone else got some ones? Let's just keep the names going. It's fantastic. Orange guy, Matt Damon, bad. Why is Matt Damon bad? Okay, stop now. Don't ever stop. They're fantastic. I miss Lat Mound. You mean Matt Lound? Afternoon Aerospike. He is the bad guy in Interstellar. Matt Lown is? No, Matt Damon. The lunch pad. There we go. Lunch pad would be good. I can't come up with names because I don't have brain cells. That's okay. We don't all have to be namers. I like boosters, bacon, and banter. I think that could be a fun one. Are we finally going to get this rendezvous here? Maybe? We're lucky? I have to trademark all these. I just have dad joke powers. Hey, sometimes those are important. Brant, why shouldn't you write with a dull pencil? Oh, this is gonna... Why? This is gonna be bad. I know it. It's entirely pointless. Just like Starship. Getting ready to rendezvous with this here. It needs to be pointier. See, what about a Starship pen? Like, I know for a fact in like elementary, you could get like massive pencils or markers. Like you take it off, or like maybe this comes off and you write with the super heavy booster. Maybe it has been covered, but what did you think of the double move today? We actually haven't talked about that. So that is a good question, Joe. I didn't get to watch all of it live, but I've seen some pictures and some videos from it. I think that just it shows how fast they're going. I mean, the fact that they're now doing double moves, and I mean, who knows what next we'll see, a triple move. I think it also really shows that they're trying to be thoughtful to the community in being that, like, let's do a closure once, let's move a bunch of stuff, and then not have to close the second time that day or the next day. Because like they didn't close the beach for that. So they don't want to close the thing for hours and leave the beach open because then people are stuck. And that's a medical issue, time issue, and they want the community to be happy. So I think it was really good. I think it's exciting. New water tank is out at the pad, ready for install. And now the fourth segment for the first orbital launch tower. V1 is ready to be hoisted up, so that'll be exciting to see. We would bring you those live streams, the last few of them. The cameras that we have access to just are they're 6 miles away, and it's been hazy the last couple times. And then the first time when there was the two going together, they hadn't actually re-angled the cameras yet. These cameras were always meant for the pad, so they've readjusted one now, so we can actually see the whole thing. So we will try to bring that to you if the weather is clear enough and there isn't that atmospheric distortion, because we would like to hang out and chat about that while it is happening. Of course, there are some other great channels that have their own cameras closer up that can give great footage as well. And we hope to be able to do maybe our own cameras in 2022. Again, thanks to our Patreon supporters. We've kind of budgeted out some ideas, and it's just matching those budgets to be able to do so and bring those to you, 24/7 or for special events or things like that. So, Brandon, assuming you saw when Elon told Joe Rogan he made it pointier than necessary because of the movie. Yes, I did. I still have to rewatch that whole interview. I've seen segments. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing, but I think it would be really funny to see here. So we're going to stage our kind of booster segment there and get rid of it. And we're going to close this in here to, let's do 250, closing velocity of 5. And why not? We'll use those. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Is that? There we go. That's what we wanted. There's... We don't want the probe. Set as target, engage. Try to bring these two together here. Joe, do you think they will reroute Highway 4 and turn that road over to SpaceX, or SpaceX build a new road completely beside that one? There was talks about whether they're going to build like their own kind of like tractor way or something for when they are moving Starship so frequently. There's a little bit of land that we could see them maybe like do an extra lane, but Starship takes up the whole thing. So they're going to have to close that road. They're not going to delete that road because locals have said that beach is very critical to fishing and to local businesses, and it is one of their local beaches. Beaches in Texas are owned by the state. There is no private beaches in Texas. And if they were to like give that road to SpaceX and they had control of it, you're basically turning the beach over in a way. And that's not going to happen because that opens a lot of blanking on the word, but it gives a foundation for hotels to request the same for their own beaches and stuff like that. And Texas just doesn't want that. So I think if they were going to build their own road, we would have seen that in the last drawings that we saw when they were going to build like the 2 orbital pads, the test pads, the 2 landing pads. I think we would have seen a road drawn in there if they were going to do it, but I don't believe so. The other thing is they're only going to do orbital testing here for a little bit. Once those orbital platforms are ready, they're going to be launching off of those because they're going to have to do a much larger exclusion zone for these big orbital tests for launching them. Maybe not right off the bat just because they might not need actually all the engines, but if they're going to do static fire testings and stuff, they're going to want to test with all the engines. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. But I definitely think that in the near future, we'll see a much bigger exclusion zone. G, do you think Elon is manipulating cryptocurrencies in his favor? I think cryptocurrencies, I mean, I play in them too. I feel like a lot of people do. They are extremely risky. They are very much almost like a gamble. Not almost, they are a gamble. They're very different than normal currencies, and that's why some people love them and some people hate them. Does Elon's tweets have power? Absolutely. He is very well followed. No different than, if someone like Everyday Astronaut or Scott Manley or someone, if they all told you to go buy this model, a lot of you would probably go do it. And then that company might get overwhelmed or things like that. So there's definitely things like when you have a community like this, and I even recognize it myself. I've got almost 2,600 people that have subscribed. I know my words have power to them because you're trusting for what I say to be accurate, which is why we try to, make sure what we're posting is as accurate as we can. And we don't try to speculate. We speculate a little in like these episodes for the landing pad. That's what these are meant to be. But in our normal videos, we try to make sure we're presenting the facts and the actual known data and things like that and stuff. So I think with that, I'm not sure I would say he's manipulating it maybe unintentionally, but he should know that his words have power. Serona, I don't know. I don't have a solution. Yeah. Barack, hey Zach, how are you doing tonight? I'm good, Barack. How are you, Mr. President? If you're the real president, can we do an interview? But yeah, we'll see what happens with all of that. But when Elon is bored on Twitter, he treats cryptocurrency like a kid throwing rocks into a pile to rile up the neighbor's dog. Oh my goodness. That's one way to look at it. That's one way to look at it. It's crypto. I think I really respect that Elon multiple times has said, do not ever put your full life savings into crypto. I have been successful-ish with crypto, but I have also been burnt by crypto a number of times in the last year alone. So that's when I started getting into it. So it is something you have to be very careful with and know that you know what you're doing and be careful with that and, invest what you are able to lose. It's no different than the stock market. If we look at what happened with Boeing with their last plane that had to be grounded, their stock plummeted the moment that happened. It's a game, so you have to figure that out and play that yourself. But lots of people use their voices to change stocks and different things. So, do you think the Falcon 9 will be retired? Nope, not near future. Oh, near future, 10 years-ish? I think the Falcon 9 will always be there. I do not think the Falcon 9 will be something we're seeing 5 flights of every week, or every month in 10, 15 years. I think Starship will be much more. I mean, Starships, we might be seeing 10, 15, 20 Starships a day launching. Once they do the Earth to Earth, if the government agencies for the Department of Defense are using them, there's a lot of things there that we'll just have to see. But yes, I think Falcon 9 will be pulled back once Starship really takes off, like super frequently. But I don't think it will be retired. I think a lot of other ones will be retired before it. WH Colors, hey, welcome. New name, I haven't seen you before there. Welcome. That's crypto for you, part of the game, really. Yeah, absolutely, that's crypto. Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, for the super chat of $1.99. I appreciate that. 10 more if you do the Macarena. What type of... What is... Like, literally, like, okay, the whole song? Or, like, can I, like, just the chorus sitting in my, like, what are we talking? 100 more if you do the N1 land. Oh, boy, here we go. Let's start the bidding. We'll start the bidding at 10, 10. We got 10 now, 15, 15, 20. Huh? I need clarification here, Marcus. What are you expecting before I say yes to something? Just one loop of the dance? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. You're gonna make me... Wait, is the Macarena copywritten? Like, can we even... You just want me to do... You just want me to... What? You just want me to... So Marcus is in our Discord and is in my ear. That's why I'm talking as if I'm talking to him directly. Let me catch up on the chat here, and then sure. Always remember to breathe, or else you will die, G. Yes. Once they prove in-flight refueling Starship, it'll be game over for the other launch. Yes, that will... Well, I'm not sure game over. There's, like, the Atlas is proven, and that's why they can launch nuclear stuff on it. Starship will have a long time to prove that. But yes. G, make a private stream and sing the Macarena in there. That sounds risky. We'll do it here. Barack Obama, here we go. Don't do it copyrighted. Yes, it's copyrighted. Okay. So you just... I haven't done the Macarena since I 2 years ago at a wet. Like, you just want like da 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 da, like this? Is this making you happy? Is this what the things I do for $10? Is that what you wanted? I hope everybody else is doing. Get those steps in, get that blood pumping. We've been live for how long have we been live? An hour and a half, and now I'm getting paid to dance. That's not something I ever thought would be happening on this channel, but okay. YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say. YouTube. We're gonna retro burn these. Don't do it. It is very copyrighted. Why do I feel like some of you have done streams now with the Macarena song in it? The fact that everybody's like, it's copyrighted. I feel like there's some stories that should be shared here. They can't copyright the dance, but they can copyright the song. True. Marcus, you are crazy. Oh my goodness. This will become an inside joke. I can feel it. No comment. Oh my gosh. Yes, this will become very much an inside joke. Remember that time that Zach did the Macarena? Okay, I'm going to be at Inspiration 4, and someone's going to be like, do the Macarena. And then send me $10. No. Nobody send me $10 to do the Macarena at Inspiration 4. That price is going to be a lot higher, especially if Elon is in the room. But I will make the keynote. I did not say don't send money to do it. But it will be a lot more than $10 if you're making me look like a fool in front of Elon. Hey, Color. I just saw that you joined the Discord. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out and joining there. Marcus, you are crazy. Wait, what? Okay, right, dance stuff. 50 more if you do the Macarena at the SN20, like in front of it. Like there's SN20. While it's, okay, clarification. Like, you want me to do the Macarena here while we're watching SN20 fly? Joe, he didn't send you 10. He sent you $9.99. It's not 10. He stiffed you a penny. LOL. Very true. But it is US dollars. So that $9.99 goes farther up here because yay, Canada. But 50 if I do the Macarena and send 20. Why don't y'all just join the Patreon and do it that way? Then you get something out of it. You get discounts. His last cent is to get the deal done. Join Patreon. Yeah, join the Patreon. And subscribe. You don't have to join the Patreon. I know it is a difficult time for many, and I appreciate you guys even just being here. So, but if you want to be part of some of these inside jokes, Good way of doing it. The things I'll do for our patrons and our mods. I hate the Discord sound. Does it give you just like a little bit of the 1 cent were donated to charity? On that note, that's a really good note there that I appreciate you bringing up. We are doing our fundraiser. It's another, not that we just want to talk about money tonight. It seems like we keep talking about money, but we do have our fundraiser here with Inspiration 4. That's a way if you would like to donate as well to help, just cure cancer and do treatment and things like that. The link for that is in the description. So definitely take a second, check that out when you can. When it's payday, that link's going to be active until the end of July. And if you do donate to that, you will get a shout out on channel and in our Discord as well. So, yeah. Pay mods. Marcus is my mod. Marcus is paying me to be a mod of something that I run. Like, this seems backwards here, Marcus. It's true. Marcus is like, the bill will come later. Oh, you guys are crazy. You guys kill me. I love it. We've had some good streams, but this one's definitely like episode 4 of the landing pad. There we go. I gotta run. I'll message you tomorrow about ideas. Good night. Good night, Joe. Thanks so much for being here, and I will look forward to it. We'll figure something out. Don't look at the sun. Yes, if you were looking at the solar eclipse tonight, please do not look at the sun. NASA should be live. NASA says they'll be live streaming if it's clear. So we will maybe hopefully have something there. I'm probably not going to stream that one just because it's going to be at like 5 a.m. or something. But maybe. We'll see if I'm up or not, depending on my arm. Oh, boy. Oh. Why is this not rendezvousing? I asked you to rendezvous. Look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. No, nobody look at the sun. It's a bad idea. Ooh, 5 more away from our goal of 2,600 subscribers tonight. If we hit 2,600, I might even do the Macarena again. And you know you all want that. Is it worth it to pay $4 million to be in space? You're not even in there for 5 minutes. You're in there for like 2.5, almost 3. People are paying the $4 million for a couple reasons. Well, one person's going to pay the $4 million. One, the person that does this, I believe they said there's 46 countries, 74 countries, somewhere in there, that have bid for the seat, people from those countries. Which means, other than like the 6 or 7 countries that have sent people to space on their own rockets or others, it is a very high chance that this person will be the first person from their country in history to go to space and cross that Kármán line. Now, yes, they're not in orbit, but they're going to space. That, for $4 million, is huge. I could see a lot of countries bidding that, and different things to send a representative or something. Second, you are on the first crew of a new rocket. That's huge. That's, again, history. New Shepard's not going anywhere. We're going to have it for years to come, maybe decades. To say you were on the first is huge. 3, you're going to space. Like, that's just exciting. To some people, that's worth $4 million as well. 5, you're getting to spend some time with Jeff Bezos. Now, some people would say they want to pay $4 million for that. Some people would say they want to be paid $4 million for that. But depending on the person, I think, is it reasonable compared to what New Shepard's expected cost of $250,000 to $500,000 a seat? It's way inflated. But there's a few big things on it here. So I'm going to stare right at it. I'm going to stare right at it because I hate myself. Well, don't hate yourself, Marcus. That's okay. Look at the sun for as long as you can. No more of these silly challenges that have come from the pandemic. Look at the sun for free. Look at the sun here. You want to look at the sun? Here we go. Look, we'll even do this. Watch this. Where is it? There. There's the sun. We're looking at the sun. If it gets the clout, someone will pay for it. Exactly. Imagine if they had done an auction for the first seat on DM2 or Crew 1. I mean, that seat's a $55 million seat on average right now. So it's $4 million for New Shepard. It's expensive, but it's lower. Yeah. Do you want to go orbital or do you want to cross the Kármán line? For my first ever time to space, I say that in that way because sure, maybe I hope that in my lifetime I'll go more than once. Who knows? I think New Shepard would be good. I also think, personally, if you've never done a 0G flight, you've never been to space, but you've never done 0G, to me, that 10-minute flight is a really great way of doing training to have real 0G time, even just for a couple minutes steady, not 20 seconds on the plane, but for 3 minutes steady, you're in true 0G in space. I think that could be a really great training thing, a really great thing to see how people do, because some people have said 0G, you get sick. It's such a weird feeling having 0G and then coming back down. So I think that could be a really great opportunity for some people to do it that way. But we have to look and see. Excuse me. But I would love to go. Have a good night, Orange. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. New Shepard to Mars. Not designed for it, but it wouldn't hurt. There's a really cool one coming up. I'll see if I can pull it up here after this. I'm trying to dock the two things. But there is a company, I'm trying to remember that it's like a hot air balloon up to, I want to say it's near the Kármán line or over the Kármán line. But it's like a big weather balloon one, but it's like a gondola underneath. But it's a multi-level thing. So there's almost like a conference, ballroom type area, like a big area for weddings or special events or for big parties. And then there's even a bathroom in it, so you can go down and go to the bathroom. I don't know how they're gonna have to have a sign. You cannot use the bathroom during this period of time if it goes 0G or something. But it'd be very interesting because I think it said it's 3 hours up, an hour or two coast, and then it comes back down slowly. So that could be really interesting. You could also train for 0G on the Vomit Comet. It's cheaper. It is, but it's not near as it's 15 to 20 seconds at a time maximum, maybe 30. You're not getting minutes of it. And I think that's why they train in the water simulators and things like that. But having that true, oh shoot, I'm floating sensation for more than 20 seconds, I think your brain's going to take that long to be this is real. Oh, I'm back on the ground. Versus, oh, this is real. I can't stop this for 3 minutes. What do I do? Selfie. Things like that. G, 5,000 per person. Nice. 5,000 for... I might have missed something there, G. Oh, for Vomit Comet? Yes. Vomit Comet ranges from 2.5, 3, I believe it is. I had looked it up not too long ago. It depends which one you do. Because there's 2 levels that they do with them for 0G, depending on the flight. So they have their 0G experience, which is 5 hours with 15 parables. Is it parables? Parabolas. It's 6,700 US for most of them. But they do have one that is their astronaut experience, which gives you more time. So it's 25 parabolas. It's a 5-hour flight. That's 9,500. And then There's one that's 30 parabolas. It's 8750. So it depends where you're taking off, but you're starting at 6,700 US. And most of them range in the 5+ hours for it. But they take off from all over the world. Like right now, there's one happening in so up next this year, we've got Oakland, Seattle, Las Vegas, West Hampton, New York, another New York. We've got 2 in New York City, 3 in New York City. Then we've got Rochester, back to Vegas. One that would be really cool is the Kennedy Space Center one in November. It's just the basic 0G one, but it's launch and landing facility. So you're taking off and landing at that Kennedy Space Center runway. That would be cool. To be able to take off and land on that runway that's worth more of the money. That's the 15 parabola one, 6,700 US, 5 hours per person. They've got Fort Lauderdale. They got another Kennedy as well. They've got Opa-locka, Florida. I'm assuming somewhere near Miami, another Kennedy. So they move the plane around depending where it is because they have the one plane. So yeah, it would be really cool. It'd be a neat experience. But apparently if you get sick, you're in your chair for the rest of it. They don't let you back out of your chair because obviously we don't want vomit everywhere. So you hope that it is not... you hope you don't get sick. Don't eat food before you go. So now we're just hanging out here with our 2 Crew Dragons, which I've now realized do not have a... I don't think they have a docking... I'm not sure they can actually dock to each other. But we're going to try. And it says docking force acquire, so it might work. Let's see. Can we do this? Oh, we're missing each other. Slash time set day. Yeah, what a bargain. I mean, if it is, go for it. Like it's funny, like me planning to get down to Kennedy is not equal to one of those flights, but like 2 to 3 trips would be. Not US dollars, in Canadian dollars. So, but like we'd have to see. Do the Lown lazy method of cooking? Oh, of docking? What's the Lown? Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just not controlling from the docking ports. Oh. I can't control from the docking ports on these. And I can. I lied. I don't unsubscribe just because I lied. Control from here. Docking ring, target. Docking, make the crafts target each other. That's what they're doing right now. Exposed, I know. One day, the TLC show will come out. The Launchpad Exposed. Zach actually had no idea what he was doing and was all just reading it off his phone. There we go. 2.5 meters. Coming in here. Isagale, Lagertop, and Gregorier would like to dock with something. See, this would be cool to see happen. Like, could we redo a Soyuz rendezvous, but with a crew dragon? Could that happen? Because that'd be cool. Are we in line? Are we going to miss again? Oh, here. We can just do this. Docking autopilot. Dock. Now the truth's really exposed. He doesn't even dock it himself. Look, Mom, no hands. And hey, dock the Chinese way and just toss the crafts at each other at 10 meters a second. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Now, what happens if I close that? Oh, good old mods. Ooh. So who's excited for fireworks in Kerbal? Very excited. Those are coming soon. Yes, it means we will be playing firework in the Discord a lot more often. There we go. So now we can go Y, and now we're floating. And then the hatch should be up here. Oh, look, you can see the crew. That's cool. Hello. And we just float right through the hatches like you normally do. Don't need fireworks when you can have my rockets. Just seeing here, checking one thing here. Yep, that's the right link there, Elon in Discord. I can drop that in the actually, or if Marcus has it, he can drop in the fundraiser link. No worries. Just the inspiration one, or in all of them. Why not? One spin a little bit. Fireworks are like motors. They are controlled explosives. Yeah, someone tweeted Kerbal and confirmed that they will actually have thrust to them. So, speed run to orbit only using fireworks. That just happened. There we go. So there's our two crafts. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with them. What's really funny is they don't actually dock. There's this big gap in the middle. So I think we're going to undock and push away. There's those links for you guys. And what we're going to do, we're going to hit set at KSV pad, and we're going to hit land at target. Then we're going to switch to this one, set pad, land at target. Those are active as well. So those are coming in, but in the chat there are a bunch of links for you. You can check out our Discord, follow us over on Twitter, check out the Launchpad. You can use promo code launch day, even though it's not launch day. You can get 10% off there. We'll turn that on for tonight. And then you've got the Patreon, which is the best way, because then you can actually get bigger discounts, and the St Jude's fundraiser. Thanks for Marcus for dropping those in there for us. But you can also do super chats. It's a great way of doing it. And I guess now we know that I will do the Macarena for $10. So, not saying no requests are off duty, but oh, is this happening right now? Oh, of course, I Still Love You is departing right now. My ramen fell off from the first. Why did you dropped ramen off the 3rd floor of your house? That's unfortunate. But yeah, of course, I Still Love You is leaving Port Canaveral, heading to California. We'll have a video on that tomorrow. SpaceX is getting ready to do a bunch of Starlink missions from Vandenberg. But it is just getting pushed off the side of the dock. And will soon be making its way out to out to sea, I guess will be the correct term. I'm not exactly sure how these are going to bring themselves down, so we'll have to see. I'm going to have to... Oh, there, that's how. I'm going to do a bird. Why Vandenberg? They are doing some Starlink launches. So they're going to do, I believe it's some polar ones. And Vandenberg's a better option to launch from for polar launches. So, yeah, less Delta V required, but also there's less risk of dropping and killing a cow in Cuba. Which is why we did not see polar. Why'd you get rid of the trunk already? What you doing? Yeah, we've had 1 or 2 in the last year, but those were the first in quite a while. I was curious to see what happened to the ramen if I threw it from the 3rd floor. First of all, why do you have 3 floors in your house? That's cool. Or are you talking like off the 3rd floor balcony? Second, the poor ramen. Mm-hmm. Below Texas. Below Texas? How do you live below Texas? Yes, yeah. I have no idea what this is doing. It's just spinning all over the place. Oh, it's trying to... maybe aim somewhere? G. G, you're amazing. G just dropped in the Discord a map, and it shows Texas, the big arrow, below Texas. I guess, yes, Mexico is quite a bit below Texas. Get rid of our trunk. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. After all that. Killed the Kerbals. Just a little. It's a little bit of a habit. Oh, that's what we need to do. Last week, we were sent a craft from GA that I didn't end up getting to test prior to him logging off. So we are going to pull that up here this evening. And you may or may not enjoy it. We will see. But and it is the one, the only Kerbal Killer 3000. Canada is also below Texas if you go all the way around. Technically. So we're going to sacrifice Scott and Mikado. 2 engineers. And of course, I Still Love You is departing from Port Canaveral. And this is very possibly the last time we will see, of course, I Still Love You at Port Canaveral, because we have the 3rd drone ship, a Shortfall of Gravitas, expected to make its first appearance later this year. But right now, it means just read the instructions as the solo one. So we might see a slight slowdown in the Falcon 9 launch cadence, just because they'll obviously have to bring one back, push it out again. It takes about a day for turnaround in port at minimum. So, hey, Caden, good to see you. Welcome back. We are hanging out, just talking about everything space, and trying out a craft from GA, which he calls the Kerbal Killer 3000, which is very sad. We're just going to do like 1% fuel for like a second. Just a small static fire. They're just cooking just a little. Nice. Slow roasted Kerbal, anyone? No, I like them burnt. Hey, they survived. Not a very good Kerbal killer. Yay! So now, this is what I did a couple days ago. So I went back here. Yep, there she goes. Remove his helmet. That just seems like a bad idea. See, what I did is I took this off. Oh. I don't know what this was from. Then I did this. I went here. And then I went, let's replicate. Because why roast 2 Kerbals when you can roast thousands? Sneak our way in here. Reroute. Oh. I lost that one, but that's okay. You were feeling bad for my ramen, but not for those Kerbals? That's because the ramen would have been good. Kerbals did not have family or kids. They're all family to each other. Oh my. Unfortunate. No. Should have known better. Man, just because we want to make sure this doesn't fly away. Even though that would be even funnier. And then because we can, we're going to make it really tall. We're probably going to need a little more crew. Do you think Starship orbital flight will happen in July? We're definitely going to see it on the pad by then. Do we think the flight will happen? Maybe. What if you eat ramen in space? I'm pretty sure they can already do that. It'd just be like really sloppy. Like really sloppy. But yeah, Caden, I think late July, early August, I think we will see that. For sure. Oh, I don't have enough. I need more astronauts. The Rainbow of Death. It's true. I could name. Oh, we should name Kerbals after some of our Patreons. There's a new perk. We're gonna add that. I don't know what level. Yeah. If you join the second tier of our Patreon, you will be a Kerbal. And I will try my hardest not to kill you. I cannot promise no torture. But I think so. Yeah, I don't think my Kerbals actually die. They just go missing in action. Yeah. and then they are reborn. Ooh, the game didn't like that one. Now I have to renew my Patreon. It's working. Yeah, it's as Marcus was saying, it is still towards the beginning of the month, so it's a good time to join it. What Patreon does is it does charge you when you register, but then again on the first of the month. It's not every month from the day you register. So just something to keep in mind if you do want to join the Patreon, it's always better to join earlier in the month, or just heads up that if you are doing one of the higher tiers, you might get a kind of back-to-back charge sooner than you think. So yeah. This game does not like that I'm loading this many Kerbals, so this might have been a bad idea. Now you have to remove the helmets from those Kerbals to kill them? I don't want to kill them, though. Yeah, this is not... Oh, see, the moment I say... Oh, uh-oh. It's a little shaky. Check our staging. Hey, we got enough to go orbital. So we're pulling like an SN like 4 here. We're just gonna forget that. Oh my. That's how good it was going. Are we gonna crash the game? I think we'll do maybe one more, 2 more launches, and then probably wrap up for this evening. I'm getting pretty tired, and very thankful to have had my second dose of the vaccine, but it does make you tired, so that's okay. But that's a good thing. It also means it's working. That's a really good thing. Send in those last questions. We're going to launch this one. We'll try to do an orbital reconnection, and then we'll bring that one back down to Earth. We're not going to go to the Mun. And we'll conclude there for this week. It's episode of the landing pad. So we'll let this load up here. Give you some time. You can go watch some other videos on the channel if you haven't caught today's uploads. There we go. Engage, RCS, engine test, and separate. Have a good night, GA. We'll see you later. Oops. Stage 1, too many things, but we still might make it. We go fast enough horizontally. Save our orbit. For that, we need different music. I don't even know what that music I'm hearing is. There we go. We're in orbit. A really weird orbit, but an orbit. And there we go. We are docked. We're going to just complete our orbiting here. And then we will wrap it up there for tonight. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Shout out again to the absolutely incredible Marcus for his crazy funny super chats tonight. We appreciate the support as always, and appreciate you being a mod as well. But yeah, we will be back next week as this is wrapping up. We'll be back next week for another The Landing Pad. These are our weekly night hangouts. Might do a surprise one in the middle. We'll see. But after that, there'll be a number of launches that we'll be covering. We've got the Minotaur launch coming up. Transporter 2, I believe it is, with the Falcon 9. I believe there's a GPS mission. Hopefully we'll see something happen with Starship. It's been a bit. And we think there's a long march in 2 days. Yes, the China one with their crew is coming up in the next couple of days, I believe, as well. So we'll take a look. We will, of course, live tweet when we're going to go live, post it in Discord, and, of course, schedule a live stream here. Few things, as always, definitely check out our Discord. It is free for everyone to join. More than half of our Discord is open to the public. But if you want to support the channel and get exclusive discounts and access to some private channels in Discord, check out our Patreon. If you can, check out our Inspiration 4 fundraiser. Any support there is amazing. That all goes directly to St. Jude's. Nothing goes to us for it, and that's an amazing part of our Inspiration 4 coverage. We want to help them out as much as we can, and hope to be doing a charity stream later in July to help support that as well. Of course, you can check us out over on Twitter to try to always stay up to date with everything as it happens in space, because there's so many things happening. You can follow us over at TLPN_official. That's on Twitter, and you can check us out on Facebook as well at TLPN.official. And I think that is all the links. That sounds like all the links. Oh, and check out the shop. If you want to check out our TLP shop, again, that helps support the channel, and you get some pretty sweet gear. We've got some SpaceX stuff, some NASA stuff, a bunch of custom designs that are our own, and are always adding new things as well. If you want to be part of our merch team, you can also check that out by sending us a message and join that part of the launch pad. We're going to just warp here to finalize this orbit, and then we will save it and leave us here for tonight. Should be just a second as we finish up this orbit. And burn. And burn. There's the burn. This is a really long burn, actually. Didn't realize this, but we'll let that finish up here. But again, thank you guys for hanging out here tonight. As always, here at the pad, we try to cover everything space, space flight, space engineering, and the future of space and STEM. And so glad that you guys were here with us tonight. We'll, of course, be live next week back here. If you have questions, you can always drop them in the comments of other videos, and we will schedule next week's stream so you can drop those in the chat, and we will have those questions and topics ready for when we go live next week. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for us here. This is Zach with the Launchpad signing off. Have a great night, everyone.